Hi guys, and welcome back. So today I'm here with another video. I'm talking about the LRD, long distance relationship. So I had did a previous video on long distance relationship, so I am just coming back to give you guys an update. So I've been in a long distance relationship for, I guess you could have said, maybe almost 4 years. I've been married for a year, gonna be 2 years coming this June. I will be married for 2 years to now is my current husband, which that was my long distance relationship. So I was just coming back to give you guys a little bit of advice on that. I would say if you're in a long distance relationship, it can be very hard, but don't give up. It is worth it. And as long as you and your partner know where that you guys want to be in life and what steps you got to take to get there, then that's something you two need to sit down and find out. What are your plans for each other? What do you guys see your future being like? What are your goals for 6 months from now, for a year from now, maybe 2 years from now? Where do you see yourself as individual, and also where do you see yourself as a couple? For me and my individual, my husband, we had talked about basically him moving here. My husband lived in Jamaica all his life, and I currently live in Canada, and I go back and forth almost once, twice a year to see him. So that's another thing that you also have to plan out. And yes, being in a long distance relationship, depending on where you live, whether you live in the same country but live maybe 2-3 hours away, it could be stressful financially, and you don't get to see each other as often as if your boyfriend or husband lived down the street. So there's that factor in as well. And I think the separation, that's like the most hardest thing, is just being separated from somebody that you love. So me and my husband, yeah, we did like the long distance thing for about maybe I would say 2 years, because it's gonna be 4 years since we've been together. We're gonna be married for two, and I was back and forth. So sometimes I would spend like maybe 5 months. I'll go home for the summer, and I would spend some time there with my husband, and then I would end up coming back and working. So that's how we did it. The other ways that we keep in communication, we had Skype. Well, when Skype was a thing that was banging, there was text messaging, there was Facebook. If you have an iPhone, you can do the iMessaging, the iPhone calling. You can do it that way. But ours was a good text, and WhatsApp came very popular. So that was something that we used to do. And there was IMO. That was the other popular site that we used as well. So that was how we kept in communication with each other. When we couldn't see each other, what we would do, we would basically try to watch the same movies, find the same movies, and watch them together. And one of the things that I always enjoyed with my husband or myself was, whether I was the first one to get up in the morning, I always wrote him a little note wishing him a blessed day, you know. And so if he woke up and seen the message, he knew that I was already gone to work, and that it was vice versa. And in the morning he'll wake up, and then we were the last thing that the last person that we spoke to before we went to bed was each other. So either one of us would end up falling asleep on the phone and not realizing, and then the other one hang up, or sometimes both of us would fall asleep on the phone. And for a long distance call, I'll give you guys a great tip. A great tip is, if you are dating somebody in, whether it's a Caribbean island, a different island, find out who has the best phone plan. For us, what made it easy for us was that my husband couldn't get international minutes, which would last him. So what we ended up doing was, he always put the minutes on his phone, because for me to call him from up here, it would cost a fortune. My phone bill would be probably over $1,000 Canadian, and I wasn't having that. But like they say, you do anything for love. So we found a cheaper alternative. We use WhatsApp when we can, and when the internet was down back home, we had to find other ways. So we always made sure that there was international credits that was on the phone. You could always send gifts through the mail. You can send like love letters, if people still do that. For me, I find that that's still a cute thing to do. So that was something that I love. Or even like leaving little sticky notes when I was home with them. So that was also something. What I love to do too is I always used to leave him on IMO. I always used to record little messages for him in the morning as well if I don't do taxes. Just waking up and say, hi baby, just thinking of you. That's just showing that person how much you appreciate it. Because being in a long distance relationship is not always easy. And you're a distance. You're quite a distance away from that person. But I always say that they always say the heart grows fonder of when you're separated. And I guess I could say that's true, but even not, even if you're with that person. Yeah, so I would say there is no distance between two people. When you love somebody, you will make it work. That person could be half away around the world. And I am so grateful for technology in that sense that you're able to keep up with your partner, able to see what you're doing, whether it's through Instagram, you have Facebook, or you have there's Twitter, there is what else, there's Snapchat, so you get to see what each other is doing. And yeah, sometimes you feel like when you see your partner doing so much more fun things than you are, and maybe up here, it's winter up here and it's warm all year round. It just sucks because you're sitting there and you're like, oh man, I'm stuck in this cold house and my partner's like on the beach. I'm like, oh babes, why did you have to show me those pictures? I wish I was home with you. So I think those are the hardest parts. But my favorite thing was when I know, I was like, okay babes, it's almost countdown time. I'm coming, my ticket is booked, and I am so excited. I know that month or whenever I book my ticket, I like start counting down. And I think that's like the horriblest thing that you can do is you start counting down and you're waiting for that moment just to see the person. And then when you get off the plane and you see that person, it's like, whatever stress you've been going through, it's just that moment becomes a relief. And it's one of the greatest feeling being with them. I think the saddest thing about being in a long distance relationship, and I'm sure that everybody that's in a long distance relationship can speak about this one, is when it comes to that dreadful couple of days when you have 2 days left and you're leaving. It's almost like somebody just turned around, boxed you, slapped you on the side of your face and be like, okay, that little honeymoon phase that you have, it's all gone, because you got to go back. It feels like, yeah, you're going back to reality, even though you're already in reality. But the reality is of you being in a long distance relationship. But I say, if you love that person, you make it work, right? No matter what, you compromise. It's either you guys are going to make plans that you're going to move to where your partner is, or your partner is going to transition and move to where you are. And in my case, my husband was able to move where I am. So I will most likely, if you guys would like to see me do a video on how I end up sponsoring my husband to Canada, because he's here now and it's been 2 months since he's here. And yes, he came up in the dead cold of winter. So you can imagine a man that's lived in a warm country all his life, never seen snow, never been on a plane, and took his first leap of faith because of me, somebody that he really loves and care about. And he ended up coming here in the cold to be with our family. So I think that was quite an adjustment for him. And the first day that he came here was the coldest day of the year that we have ever got in Canada for the longest time. So I think that was a little bit horrifying for him when he came through those airport doors and he got that slapped across his face of Mr. Winter. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions or comment, please leave them in the comment box below. And don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and let me know what you guys think about this video. Thanks. Bye.